Lando Norris defended McLaren Formula 1 teammate Oscar Piastri throughout the Qatar Grand Prix sprint race before giving the victory over to his teammate at the finish, much to the anger of Russell and Mercedes, who felt the sprint win could have been theirs, resulting in some harsh words from the Mercedes man for the Papaya boys. George Russell described McLaren's tactics as infuriating after finishing third in the Qatar F1 sprint after qualifying second and falling just short of pole position the day before. McLaren's Lando Norris took pole, with teammate Oscar Piastri in third, but the Australian made a daring drive around Russell's Mercedes down the outside into turn 2 on the first lap to take second place. The McLarens then paired up to keep Russell in check, while Norris, who had originally pushed away, backed off somewhat to keep Piastri in the DRS window. Russell also had DRS and raced up the inside into turn 1 at the start of the third and fourth laps, only to have the door close forcefully. Russell yelled over the team radio on both occasions because the defensive move came too late and the cars were so close to crashing. Russell attempted again at the start of the last lap, but the McLaren's back wing completely obstructed his view. Norris then let Piastri to overtake and win the race. "It was very close into turn 1 on a couple of occasions," said Russell. "It was so frustrating every lap, Lando backing up, giving Oscar the DRS. Obviously, I understand why they did that. But when you're out here, you're fighting. You want to give it everything, and you want to put a race on for the fans. It was just pretty infuriating. To be honest, I struggled towards the end, but I think Lando had some good pace. Oscar was struggling a little bit, so it would have been good to be able to go head-to-head with Lando and see what the true pace would have been, as I think he had quite a lot in the pocket, just giving Oscar the DRS. I basically got a bit of clean air and went around the outside at the start," said Piastri. "The rest of the race was pretty tough, to be honest. It would have been tough to keep Russell behind without DRS from Norris. Teamwork definitely helped today because George was very fast." Norris was overjoyed to give Piastri the win, but most importantly, he was relieved to finally convert his pole position and not lose out on lap 1 of the race. Something he's been known for, and it's something that other drivers make fun of all the time. Even Lewis Hamilton had a fun jab at Lando Norris for his F1 start reputation, which backfired in the Qatar race. With Norris emerging as a title threat to Max Verstappen in F1 2024, before Verstappen ended that quest by securing his 4th consecutive title in Las Vegas, the McLaren driver has found himself more intensely in the F1 spotlight, with his race starts drawing criticism after failing to lead after the first lap 6 times when starting from pole. Norris resisted Mercedes' George Russell's attack to take pole for the Qatar sprint, and when Russell and Mercedes teammate Hamilton greeted the spectators, Hamilton couldn't help making a humorous reference to Norris's record. "You should win today, the sprint," Hamilton said to Russell. "I don't think Lando's ever held off the line, so you should be good." "You spoken to Lando?" Russell, along for the ride with the banter, replied, "I don't think... Has he held the lead at all this year? There's a lot of grip on my left, so it's going to be difficult." But Norris would have the last laugh, fending off Russell at the Qatar sprint start as teammate Oscar Piastri passed the Mercedes driver for second place. Norris would assist Piastri from there by keeping him within his DRS range, with the drivers switching positions at the line to give Piastri the win, a favour in exchange for Sao Paulo, as McLaren crucially scored maximum points from the sprint in their effort to defeat Ferrari and win the Constructors' Championship. Russell was forced to settle for third place. Norris made the Mercedes drivers pay for their teasing, and after the sprint, he revealed why he allowed Piastri to win at the line. Piastri had handed Norris the victory in the Brazil sprint when he was still in title contention with Verstappen. "It was maybe closer than what I was wanting, but I planned to do it since Brazil," Norris recalled. "Just what I thought was best. It was probably a little bit sketchy. The team told me not to do it, but I thought I could get away with it and we did. Honestly, I don't mind. I'm not here to win sprint races. I'm here to win races and a championship, but that didn't go to plan." Lando Norris claimed he made up his mind in Brazil to give up a Formula One sprint win for Oscar Piastri in retaliation for what his teammate done. The Briton controlled the Qatar sprint race from the start, and he spent much of the race backing off to enable his trailing teammate stay in the DRS zone while battling George Russell. But as the cars exited the last corner, Norris slowed down, allowing Piastri to pass and handing the Australian the victory. With Russell so close behind Piastri, completing the move was difficult, but Norris felt it was necessary to repay his Australian teammate for giving up the win in the Brazilian GP sprint for him while he was competing for the world title. Norris had discussed giving up the victory for Piastri with his engineer before to the race, but with Russell so close at the finish, radio transmission from the pit wall urged against any change of position. On the final lap, Norris was told over the team radio from the pit wall, "Finish in this order, we are happy." Piastri was aware that the Norris strategy had the potential to succeed, but he was appreciative about the situation after the checkered flag. "Thank you for the teamwork. Much appreciated," he said over the team radio. Norris thought there was more promise in the car than he demonstrated during the Qatar race, having assisted Piastri throughout. Asked if there was more speed, Norris said, "A little bit. It's always difficult to know, but we scored 1-2. That's what we were aiming for today. We've got maximum points, so we're happy. We're happy as a team. We've executed things perfectly, and I think the pace was good. I probably could have pushed a little bit more than what I was doing, but we wanted to keep the others behind. So we tried to help out and not let George get too close. So we did our job, and that's the main thing." In the end, Russell lost the sprint, but Sunday looks promising for him, as his pace in the Mercedes appeared to hold up well, considering how fast he was able to re-engage with Piastri when the McLaren driver lost the insurance of Norris's DRS. Russell will most likely be irritated at losing to Piastri's Turn 1 move, which is what condemns him to the loser group here, but it also keeps the drama alive. On the evidence of the weekend so far, he's the only driver with a legitimate shot at Norris here. We haven't seen a meaningful fight between him and his rival, but the signs from the sprint are encouraging enough, even if the eventual outcome disappointed. Now it will be interesting to see how the drivers recover and line up on Sunday. Could anyone really challenge Norris on Sunday? And if yes, would that be Russell? And could he be extra motivated to make a move on Norris? Or will we see Hamilton or one of the Ferraris come out victorious on Sunday? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to see your predictions. And also let me know what you think of the ongoing meme between drivers and fans of Norris losing the lead every time he starts on pole.